Hello, darlings, and welcome to CareOffBook. I'm Care Darling, and this episode is going to be a bit more serious. We haven't discussed Colleen Ballinger here in quite some time. She's mostly been doing her thing, vlogging for her dedicated audience, but something caught my attention recently, and I think it's worth addressing. Vangelina posted a video highlighting that Colleen went with her husband, Eric Stockland, to his old high school where he was invited to receive an award for his success in the arts. Vangelina covers this in more detail, so I'll link her video. For now, I just want to cut straight to why this is a concern. During this event, Eric was honored at a gala and also had a chance to speak with the theater students, likely about his career. While there's more to the story, my focus here is on Colleen's behavior. Despite it being about Eric's achievements, she managed to shift the spotlight onto herself, repeatedly tying his success to her role as Miranda Sings, whether on Haters Back Off or performing at the Kennedy Center.
Appeared in many television series such as Haters Back Off for Netflix, Mistresses for ABC, Stalker for CBS, as well as guest starring roles in Criminal Minds, Vampire Diaries, Bones, Good Trouble, Lucifer. Proudest moment was appearing on stage with his now wife, and for her Netflix comedy special, Miranda Sings Live, You're Welcome, and we congratulate him.
In her vlog, Colleen shared how Eric even asked her to come along to speak to the theater kids, turning what should have been his moment into yet another stage for her.
All right, so yesterday we went to Eric's high school so he could do a little Q&A with the theater kids, and he asked me to go with him. He was like, will you come with me? And I was like, if you want me to, I'll do whatever you want. I'm here to support you. So he was like, I'm a little bit nervous. Like, I'd like if you came with me. And I was like, oh my God, of course. His high school wanted him to come and talk to the students, and I'm so flattered that he wanted me to join him and be there next to him as his partner and answer questions with him. And I was there to support Eric. But there were so many wonderful students who wanted to ask me questions and him questions, and so I got to be a part of it, and he wanted me to be a part of it and was just so excited for me to be a part of it with him. And I used to do Q&As at my VIP meet and greets when I was on tour, and I miss it so much. I miss it so much. So the fact that he wanted me to come be there with him and experience that with him, it reminded me so much of those meet and greets I used to do when I was on tour. And I'm so grateful to Eric that he wanted me to be a part of that with him.
All right, I get it!
Why do I think this is a problem? First, let's back up and address why Colleen Ballinger's reputation has taken such a hit. In 2023, she faced major backlash over allegations of inappropriate behavior with underage fans. Former fans came forward sharing that Colleen engaged in questionable conversations and interactions with them when they were minors, with some accusations tracing back to early 2010s. Colleen's response to these allegations was frankly bizarre. She addressed them in a video where she sang a song on a ukulele stating,
I'm not a groomer. I'm just a loser.
This video, unsurprisingly, only made things worse as many felt it downplayed the gravity of the accusations. As a result, her remaining live shows in 2023 were canceled, and her podcast with Trisha Paytas, Oversharing, was axed after just 3 episodes. It's worth noting that part of the fallout was due to Colleen sharing Trisha's OnlyFans content with others and mocking it, another serious misstep. Okay, back to the high school visit, because what did the school tell the students and parents? Well, they brushed it off as canceled culture, and if I was a parent, I would be very upset. Meanwhile, Colleen keeps mentioning how nice and everyone was.
Everyone was so sweet. Everyone had the most encouraging, kind things to say.
But at the Q&A, the school actually went to the students and ensured that they wouldn't be asking anything about the allegations or controversy. As a former fan, I've noticed that Colleen has always tested the waters with her audience. She casually drops hints. Should I make merch? Go on tour? Write a book? Almost like she's fishing for validation. It's this strategic blurting on her channel where she gets her fans to cheer on her ideas so that later she can claim that there was a huge demand for whatever she proposed. It's a clever way to position everything as fan-driven while also showcasing how much support she has for whatever she wants to do next. For example, I remember there was one vlog where she was talking about how she has a dream of running a theater camp for kids. And of course, like even I at the time was like, oh, that's a great dream. That's really cool. Not because I can attend, but I just thought, oh, that's a cool idea. And then what will happen is she'll say, remember when you all were saying like this would be a good idea? As if it was the fans giving the idea versus she's the one that put it out there. And I want to add that I do think that there is a lot of emotional manipulation that she does. So if there was a critique or anything about her, a lot of times she would like cry about it to her audience. So then the audience would then pity her and feel bad and stop talking about whatever the critique was, because they're like, oh my gosh, we got to watch out for her mental health and things like that, versus like, hey, we're noticing that this is a problem. We just want to make sure that this is fine. And I do think that she does a lot of trauma dumping, or at least when I used to watch it, there were times where I was like, this is a lot for her to just kind of drop. But then like in my head, I was like, I think this is the kind of stuff that you got to go get help for, versus going to, because she does have a younger audience, going to your younger audience and like dropping all of these things that you don't necessarily go to get help or fixed. You just want to vent about it. That's at least my take. As far as asking her audience for suggestions, this isn't necessarily a bad tactic. It makes sense to engage with your audience and ensure they're excited about what you're creating. It's even a way to give back, making them feel included in the process. But what's troubling about the idea of potentially going on a high school tour to do more Q&A sessions is that it doesn't seem to be about the kids, especially given Colleen's reputation for inappropriate behavior with a young audience. It feels more like she's chasing the thrill of performing again. She misses the rush of having an audience clamoring for her, the adrenaline of winning people over with her act. What truly gets to me is the fact that Colleen isn't grasping at the fact that she did something so vile. And again, her response was a non-apology, creating a ukulele song, which she thought she absolutely ate. You could tell that girl was like practicing.
Bring out the daggers made from your perfect past and stab me repeatedly in my bony little back.
And trying to like have whatever. The thing is that we laugh about it, but it truly is so absurd, especially since she feels I didn't really do anything wrong. It was just a gossip, toxic train that it's everyone else's issue. But she never really said, wow, I really messed up here. I'm sorry. I'm going to do better. That didn't really happen. But now here she is thinking.
And I'm so flattered that he wanted me to join him and be there next to him as his partner and answer questions with him. I got to talk to all the high school students, and I haven't done anything like that in a very long time. And I was there to support Eric, but there were so many wonderful students who wanted to ask me questions and him questions, and so I got to be a part of it, and he wanted me to be a part of it and was just so excited for me to be a part of it with him. And I used to do Q&As at my VIP meet and greets when I was on tour, and I miss it so much. I miss it so much. And I didn't know if I'd ever get to do anything like that ever again. So the fact that he wanted me to come be there with him and experience that with him, it reminded me so much of those meet and greets I used to do when I was on tour.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Who are your parents? It's time to stop!
Why do you think that it's okay for you to go back to a younger audience and do all of these things unless you think hopefully people forgot? Anyway, I love to hear your thoughts on this. Be sure to check out Vangelina's video for more details. I might have missed a few things. Now, usually on this channel, I love to talk about musicals and Disney and other performances. And yeah, ever so often, it's like I love to talk about the drama and drama. But today's discussion, I don't consider it drama in the words of Swoop. I consider it dangerous. And the thing is that this is Colleen just like testing the waters, checking the temperature in the room. And so, of course, her fans that are watching her vlogs are going to be supportive of the idea that she has. And that's why I think outside of her vlog channel, it is an important discussion. This is pretty much my big thing is you've taken no accountability for what you've done. You've hurt so many people. And the fact is, for some reason in your head, I'm like talking to Colleen right now. For some reason in your head, you feel like it's everyone else around you.
All aboard the toxic gossip train. You're chugging down the tracks of misinformation. The toxic gossip train. You got a one-way ticket to manipulation station.
versus being like, okay, this is why it wasn't cool that I did that. And the fact that you want to go back to a young audience because that's all that you know what to do and work with. Yeah, I do find that a little disturbing. And when I say little, no, it's very disturbing. But yes, anyways, like I usually end the show, if you like musicals, Disney, other performances, like, don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do love having conversations about all of that stuff. I just felt like it was important to have this video go out so then people outside of her own community are aware of what's going on. But yeah, so take care, darling.